Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Can you just give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear me? I'm just trying something out and I want to make sure that I don't have any audio issues. So if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up oh, perfect. Okay, great. You can hear me. Amazing, guys. Thank you. Okay, so I'm actually live streaming this right now on YouTube and uh, on X as well. So I'm gonna try this out and see how it goes. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to get started very soon with, of course, the usual theme song. So here we go. And let me know if you can hear the music here that I'm about to play as well, because this would be important for me to know if you guys can hear this music. For those of you who are on X. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. I'm gonna have to turn off my Bluetooth headset and then maybe take it from there. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining on YouTube. I know people on YouTube can hear it. I know you guys can hear it. I was curious to know if people on X can hear it, but they can't. So, all right, I'll just have to figure this out in a bit. But I want to get started, guys. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, so um, there has been outbreak protests in Iran, something that has that happened today, and I want to talk about that a little bit. Let me turn off my Bluetooth here. Should I turn off my Bluetooth? Yeah, no, I'll keep it on. I'll keep it on, but I'll have to find out how I can play the audio to X. I won't be able to. Okay, so there has been demonstrations in Iran today. I'm going to pull it up on my X account. And the reason that I have this live streaming on X in a space is because I might have some people join me who want to speak. So if you are here in the X space, but you want to see the audio, see the video and see the audio, I suggest that you either go to YouTube, watch me there, or you can catch me on X live stream. And what I'll do is I will just put the stream to my YouTube. I'll pin it up top in the space so that you guys can find me there. Just give me one moment here. This is the first time I'm doing this, where I'm trying to live stream from YouTube over to X and use X as a space to have a conversation. So my apologies if I'm a little bit confused about this, but I'll get there. I'll get there. I figured might as well do it now, so that I can figure it out, because I'm gonna have to figure it out at some point. So, all right, where's my space here? So for those in the space, I pinned the link up top. Excuse me. So if you want to be able to see the audio, hear the audio and the video, you can go on YouTube, and you can catch me there. Otherwise, you're welcome to just stay here and listen, but you won't be able to hear the videos that I'm going to be sharing. But I will pin them there. So let me go back to X here. And I want to share the video, and I'll explain why this is important, okay? Because there's a lot of this information. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I also have a new feature on YouTube. I guess I can take like starred comments or something. I'm not quite sure how that works, but we'll figure it out together. Okay. So let me share the video from today. And this is really important, and I'll explain why. This video has also been trending. So there's a lot of misinformation when it comes to Iran and the Islamic Republic, okay? So on one hand, you have the communists and the Islamists and the jihadis who have been putting out this information about the Iranian people and what they want for a very long time. And excuse me, they have also um, been pushing this fake narrative and propaganda about the Shah being a dictator, like all that nonsense, right? And again, like we Iranians have fought that off, and we always call them out for their nonsense, right? And you have to remember, guys, this whole um, all the fake news about the Shah, it comes from the same group of people who are part of this international global jihad in order to destabilize the Middle East and destabilize Western countries as well. So that's why you're going to find all of the pro-Hamas, jihadi people who hate the Shah, and they attack us Iranians. And so they always put out this false information and this false narrative. But you know what? The truth can never remain hidden for too long. And there's, several videos, and I'm going to share the edited version first, because the edited version, I shortened it myself and I added the translation to it, right? So you can clearly see what the Iranian people are yelling. So this was today in a subway station in Tehran. Tehran is the capital city of Iran. Uncle Coping, yeah, of course. I know you could hear the audio. I was just speaking more to people on X who are listening to this, because I'm also live streaming this on X. In case someone wants to come up and speak, then they can speak through X. But people who are listening to me in the X space, they won't be able to see or hear the videos that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Um, but I will share the video to X. But of course, everyone on X is welcome to come to Twitter and watch it there. So share post. Okay, so this video here that I'm going to share with you. So again, this is from a subway station in Tehran today, and I translated it for you. So here you go, guys. It doesn't get much clearer than this. This is literally what Iranians in occupied Iran are chanting right now. Did you catch that? Are you guys in YouTube? You're able to hear the video, right? Just want to make sure. Okay. Jeez, why did the jihadis always come into the chat? Get out of here. Okay, perfect. You guys can hear it. All right. So what they're saying, first of all, in the first part of the video, they're saying Mag bar Khamenei, which of course means death to Khamenei, right? Khamenei is the dictator of the Islamic Republic. We hate him. He's a terrible, horrible person. So this is actually very brave of Iranians to be doing this, right? Because Iran is currently occupied by a totalitarian Islamic dictatorship. And so this act in and of itself is enough to get someone executed by the Islamic Republic, right? So when they say Margbar, that means death to, and then Khamenei. So here you have like hundreds of Iranians who are yelling this out. And the reason that they're doing it this way is because there's safety in numbers, right? So safety in numbers. And as you can tell, the video is blurred. So this also protects their identity. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is um, how come people who are how come videos who come out of Iran are always blurred? Why are they low quality? Do people not have good quality phones in Iran, right? Well, the answer is the reason they're blurred, the reason they're low quality is because we don't want these people to be identified, right? We don't want their lives to be put at risk because, again, just saying Mag bar Khamenei is enough to be executed, right? So not, but it goes further than that, right? Because Iranians, the Shah was not a dictator. Can you stop with that like jihadi nonsense, guys? Like this is what I mean. Like all these like non-Iranians come into the chat and they're so pressed, right? And I'll explain why. I'll explain why they throw out all these attacks against the Shah. It's because Iran right now is occupied by Islamists, right? And they're using my country as a paycheck, right? It's basically an ATM, and they're basically taking all of the money that should be going to Iranian people to make Iran a better country. They're taking the money and they're sending it to Gaza for their, their fake Palestinian cause and their fake country. They're sending it to Hezbollah in Lebanon to destabilize Lebanon. They're sending it to the Houthis in order to create civil war and famine in Yemen. They're sending it to the Hashashabis, right? So they're sending it to all these Islamic terrorist groups, right? And so that's why they're so pressed, right? That's why they always attack us Iranians when we speak about the Shah. But it doesn't matter what these random trolls say because I'm about to show you the truth. And this is just the first video of many that I'm going to share with you tonight. So this is the truth. This is exactly what these Islamic terrorists and these jihadis and these communists want to hide from you. This is exactly what they want to hide from you. So let's continue here because not only do Iranians say death to Khamenei, but then they continue and they say Javid Shah, which means long live the king. And to all the trolls, I mean, it's not about disagreeing with me. It's about like this is not even what I'm saying. This is what Iranians in Iran are saying. The Iranians, that's because you know the wrong Iranians. You probably know the communists and the jihadis. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what you say. And of course, the fake Palestinian flag says I'm a liar. I mean, your entire existence is a lie. Palestine is a lie. So there we go. You guys can like go find a jihadi chat. You're not welcome here. I wanted to. Okay, how do I do this? How do I show this? Okay, so Omid gave a star. I appreciate that. That's my first one. I don't know how these super chats work, but I appreciate that, Omid. So thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's continue with what Iranians say. So this next part is important. So they say Reza Shah Ruhat Shah. So who are they referring to? When they say Reza Shah Ruhat Shah, what that means, and you can see in the video because I've translated it, right? It says, Reza Shah, bless your soul. Reza Shah is the grandfather of the current Shah of Iran. Let me show you exactly who he is. And, he is basically like we call him the father of modern day Iran, right? Like the father, the founder. Incredibly loved, like just highly, highly respected. So here is Reza Shah. And Reza Shah is known for modernizing Iran. So when he saved Iran from the Russians and Marxists who were trying to take over, um, he became the king after that because the previous dynasty, the Qajar dynasty, was incredibly weak. The Iranian parliament at the time, which is called Majlis, the Iranian Majlis wanted a new king, of course, someone who was strong enough to withstand various powers, and so he was voted in through the constitutional process, by the way, right? So this was all legitimate. And so he became the Shah. So when the Iranians right now in Tehran are yelling Reza Shah Ruhat Shah, they're referring to this gentleman here, the father of modern day Iran. He is the grandfather of the current Shah in exile. Um, And I can see that I have a lot of triggered trolls in the comments. I just want to thank you guys for being here, because when you're here and you're commenting, it actually helps my analytics and it takes my live stream to, you know, the top. So please continue posting and commenting with your spam comments, because it actually helps me. Oh, I got to start comments here. Okay, thank you. So Absolute says, restore the emperor, restore the throne. 100%, 100%. And actually, I'm getting to that because that is the next part of the video. So not only do Iranians say Reza Shah Ruhat Shad, but they continue with that key phrase, which is absolutely critical. And I'll show you what that is. So they're yelling Javid Shah. Javid Shah means long live the king. Which king are they referring to? Well, we only have one Shah, and I will show you exactly who we are referring to. He is the grandson of Reza Shah, the son of the late Shah, Shahanshah Aryamer. And here he is. Let me pull up. Oh my gosh, so many good photos of him. All right, here we go. Which one should I put? Oh, there's so many good photos. Okay. You know what? I'll just do this one for now. Oh, sure. I don't know what this is. All right, there you go. So that is the current Shah of Iran, Reza Shah II, Pahlavi III. And as you can see, Iranians right now. Okay. Ooh, I got a super sticker. Thank you. I don't know what a super sticker is, but I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of this. I'm learning, but I'm learning. So this is Reza Pahlavi the second. Reza the second, Pahlavi the third. Thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you. So he is the Shah in exile. Okay, so when Iranians are yelling Javid Shah, long live the king, that's basically a call for the return of the monarchy, right? So Iranians are making it very, very clear exactly what they want. They are saying we do not want the Islamic Republic, right? They're literally saying death to Khamenei. They're saying death to the dictator. Okay, so they're saying death to the dictator. They're saying Reza Shah Ruhat Shad, and then they're saying Javid Shah. Javid Shah, long live the king, which is this amazing person right here. Okay, I'm gonna show. I guess I should show the super chats because I said I would, but I don't agree with this. There's not going to be Duchess Gamari. I have no interest in that. I'm definitely not nobility whatsoever. Plus my Farsi is not that great. But thank you. I appreciate that. So let's go back to these videos, guys, because these videos have come out. They were trending on X. Okay, so imagine how much time and money and effort the Islamic Republic put in. Not only the Islamic Republic, but all of those like communist lefties, like the far left, you know, Haaretz or whatever, they put a lot of effort into claiming that the support for the king, the Shah of Iran, they said that the support for the Shah of Iran was fake. It was manufactured by Israel. Like, you know, there's no actual support for him. And like all the support is basically just like Israeli bots or, you know, regime bots or, you know, whatever. Like they're just Israeli bots is what they said. Do these people, let's watch this again. Do these people look like bots to you? I mean, come on. This is literally downtown Tehran at a subway station. Was I born in Iran? Yes, I was born in Iran. Okay, so let's go and watch some other video clips on this. So this is the longer one, okay? And the reason I showed, sorry, this is the shorter one. The reason that I showed this one, sorry guys, I'm also fighting a cold, and I've already like spoken for 4 hours today, so you'll have to excuse me a little bit. But this is such an important topic. I don't want to wait until tomorrow. Sorry, give me a moment. So let me pull up. This was actually trending a while, so let me find the trend, and then I'll show you the longer videos here. Where are my likes? I know I liked some of them. Where was it? Okay. Here we go. So here we go. So this is what was trending on X, right? So Tehran metro outage triggers anti-Khamenei chants honoring Reza Shah. So let me give you the backdrop here. Iranians are fed up with the Islamic Republic. They do not want the Islamic Republic. But it's very dangerous to speak out against the Islamic Republic, because doing so, you're basically risking your life. Okay, so you're risking your life. And a lot of people have been executed just for speaking out, right? Because again, it's like an Islamic dictatorship. And the reason that Islamic extremists and jihadis and communists, especially those in the chat, don't like the Shah is because he was a very strong force against Islamic extremists, right? You have to remember, prior to 1979, Iran was a Western secular country. So that's why these people are very, very triggered. They're very triggered in the chats. They can't help themselves, right? Because they know that the end is near. They know that that the Islamic Republic is going to be over soon. And then when Iran is free, right, these people are going to lose their paychecks. They're going to lose their paychecks. So, yeah. So this was trending. This was trending, and this is what triggered a lot of the Islamists and a lot of the jihadis to speak out and try and attack. So let me go and pull up some of these posts, right? Not Neoberg, but let's just do, how do I go back here? Okay, let's do Tehran. Let's just do Iran. Here you go. So this is a good one. So following breakdowns on the Tehran metro, citizens came out in protest of the regime and its failure to provide for Iran. Iranians are making their voices heard against the Islamic Republic undeniable, and they're ready to take Iran back. And this is a thread. Reza Shah, bless your soul. So again, I just showed you a short edited clip with the translation, right? But here are the actual clips now. So here they're saying Reza Shah Ruhat Shad. So they're saying Javid Shah. Again, Javid Shah means long live the king. So there's the first video. Now, here's the video that I showed you earlier. I showed you the shortened edited version because I had the translations there. Like I added English translations so people can follow along. But here's the longer version. So this isn't like a sporadic thing that only like one person did and then like it went away. Like this is a long, continuous chant, right? So listen to this. They start with death to Khamenei. So they were saying death to Khamenei. Now they're going to say Reza Shah Ruhat Shad, which means Reza Shah, bless your soul. So again, now this is a popular chant that basically is, thanking the monarchy of Iran, thanking the Pahlavi dynasty of Iran, recognizing and acknowledging that the Pahlavi dynasty is basically the reason that Iran was modernized, and it's honoring the Pahlavi dynasty. It's also a call for the return to the good old days, right? So a return to the good old days means a return to the monarchy. So this is where they start going to. This is where they're going to start yelling Javid Shah. So Javid Shah means long live the king. This is the key part here, right? So when they now start yelling Javid Shah, that's literally a call for the return of the monarchy, right? Like they're saying, we want our king back, we want our Shah back, right? Long live the Shah. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from people in Iran, right? Hundreds and hundreds of them. And the reason that they're saying this is because there's safety in numbers. As you can tell from the video, Iranians are very careful to only film the backs of people's heads because they don't want anyone to be identified by the Islamic Republic. That's also the reason why the video is blurred. So there you go. There's the video that came out, and it has been making the rounds, and a lot of people have been speaking about it. Let's see what else they have here. So, oh, here's another one. So here's another. So again, like, this isn't like a one-off, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people here, hundreds and hundreds of Iranians. So we're going to get various angles of this incident, and we're going to watch them together. And again, to all of the trolls in my YouTube chat, I mean, thank you for being here. Thank you for the comments. You're actually helping me get more views, and you're helping me spread the word about what Iranians want. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here, and thank you for giving all the normal viewers some entertainment. And also thank you for showing them what jihadi Islamists look like, right? It's like the same low IQ jihadi Islamists who are just spouting propaganda. Anyway, so here's another video from inside occupied Iran, this one right here. Again, so here they're saying death to Khamenei. Khamenei is the supreme dictator of the Islamic Republic. Oh, so actually, so the woman, she starts with death to the Islamic Republic. So she says, Marg bar Jomhuriye Islami. Listen to this, listen to this. Did you hear that? Like, again, that's a very dangerous thing to do, because if you say death to the Islamic Republic, that in and of itself is grounds to be murdered by the Islamic Republic. So she is very, very brave for saying that. And it's like, her voice is there and it's being recorded, right? Like, this is the truth that the jihadis and the Islamists don't want you to know about. This is also something that you won't see in the media, right? Like, you will never see this. You will never see these videos in mainstream media because they have a different narrative, they have a different perspective, and this, right? This does not fit into the Western, the leftist, Western lefty propaganda, right? All the progressives and the the communists, right? All the people who support Palestine, all those people who claim that like Hamas are not terrorists but are freedom fighters, they don't support Iranians because we're fighting against them. We're fighting against Islamic terrorism, and yet those people in the media are normalizing Islamic terrorism. So this, you'll never see this because this goes directly against their narrative. The Iranian fight to overthrow the Islamic Republic and return the Shah goes against the Western leftist propaganda. That's why you're never going to see this in the mainstream media. So listen to that again. She says, "Marg bar Jomhuriye Islami," which means death to the Islamic Republic. And then a guy responds with "Marg bar Khamenei," which means death to Khamenei. Death to Khamenei, death to their. So there's another one, and here's another video from a different angle where people people are yelling, "Long live the king!" Javid Shah. Okay, so there you go. Oh, this one is my favorite. So this is one of the most popular chants in occupied Iran. This one is really going to piss off the jihadis. Okay, so this one's really going to piss off all the pro-Palestine, fake Palestine, whatever the name of the country is, right? So one of the most popular chants in Iran is "Na Ghaze, na Lubnan, janam fadoye Iran." And what that translates to is "No to Gaza, no to Lebanon, my life for Iran." So what Iranians are, what they mean when they say that is, we don't want our money to go fund Palestinian terrorists. We don't want our money to go fund Hezbollah terrorists in Lebanon. We want our money in Iran. And they're saying we will sacrifice our lives to protect Iran because Iranians are sick and tired of being used as an ATM by the fake Palestinian jihadis, right? And of course, they get triggered by that. They get triggered. That's why they're in the chat spamming. But again, the fact that you guys are spamming the chat, it's actually helping my numbers. Like I'm at like, I don't know, 2,000 viewers on YouTube and X combined. So I mean, thanks guys, please keep it up. But here you go. So I'm gonna play the whole thing for you, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna break it down because "Na Ghaze, na Lubnan, janam fadoye Iran" is a very popular chant in occupied Iran because again, Iranians, we don't support the fake Palestinian cause. We've never supported the fake Palestinian cause. In fact, Palestinian terrorists are aligned with the Islamic terrorists that murder us. So we have no sympathy for them. In fact, Palestinians also joined Saddam Hussein during the Iran-Iraq war and came to murder Iranians. So they're basically like bloodthirsty savages who just like to murder Iranians. So anyways, here you go, guys. So there they said "Na Ghaze," and then they say "Na Lubnan." See, so they're saying "Na Ghaze, na Lubnan, janam fadoye Iran." So like even Iranians don't support the fake Palestinian cause, but then you have like a bunch of like, I don't know, low IQ inbred jihadis in the West who just yell free Palestine," and like everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, free Palestine," right? And no one really knows what they're talking about. If you want to understand, terrorism, always see what the Iranians are doing and saying. So think about this. Why are Iranians in occupied Iran, right? Like Iran is occupied by the Islamic Republic. They are risking their lives to say no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, my life for Iran. This is something that you will not see in the media. This is something that, like, this chant is very popular it's a decades old chant, right? Like this is not new. This is not new. But when Iranians say it, no one in the media picks it up or wants to report on it because it does not fit the media's narrative, right? It does not fit the media's like, oh, Palestinians are victims narrative, right? Whereas the rest of us from the Middle East, we know the truth, right? We understand, um, the jihad behind this. So let's go back and listen again. So Nagaze, here again, Nagaze, Gaze is Gaza, right? So Nagaze, Na means no. Nagaze, Na Lobnan, when they say Na Lobnan, they're referring to Hezbollah. Janam Fadaye Iran. So it's very it's catchy. You can catch on to it.
شنبه 29 مهر ماه سه‌شنبه 29 مهر ایستگاه مترو صادقیه، ایستگاه مترو گلشهر.
It's like it's So there you go. There's another video of occupied Iran where the Iranians are literally yelling, neither Gaza nor Lebanon, my life for Iran. So, what do Iranians in occupied Iran know about the fake Palestinian cause that the jihadis are hiding from you? Think about that. I mean, it's also the same reason why Egypt has a massive border between, Egypt and Gaza, and it looks like Egypt is keeping the zombie apocalypse out, right? So there you go. There's that. Let me find some other things here for you because this was trending for quite a while. Iran, Shah. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so this is the trending news. So this was trending on X. Tehran subway breakdown sparks anti-Khamenei chants and pro-monarchy slogans. Okay, so a technical fault on Tehran's Line 5 subway stranded hundreds of commuters on Tuesday, leading to chants of "Death to Khamenei," "Reza Shah bless her soul," and "Long live the Shah" echoing through the stations. And this isn't me. This is on X. You can go check it out right now. Videos of the incident quickly spread on X, gaining over 100,000 engagements and support from Iranian exiles and activists who see it as a bold display of dissent amid ongoing infrastructure failures and economic pressures. The event underscores persistent public frustration with the regime, rooted in nostalgia for the pre-revolutionary Pahlavi era, and calls for change led by exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. So let's look at some of the trending comments here. So Saeed Qasemi great person to follow. Saeed Qasemi is part of the King's team, and he is working on sort of writing a booklet for like the transitional period for when Iran transitions from an Islamic dictatorship to a democracy. So he writes, Iranians want Khamenei gone and their Shah back, right? Plain and simple. When you see Iranians yelling Javid Shah, um, there's a reason for that, right? And to some of the trolls who are saying I'm broadcasting in English, um, why? Well, I mean, I don't need to broadcast this in Farsi because everyone, Iranians already know what's up. The reason that I'm broadcasting in English is because I'm sharing the news with non-Iranians, right? Like I'm giving you the news that you won't find in the mainstream media. And that's why you people are triggered. That's why you're trying to attack me and discredit me. But the reality is, um, the more you attack me, the more people who follow me see that I'm speaking the truth, right? And everything that I say is backed up with video. Like I'm literally showing you videos of people in Iran who are yelling death to Khamenei and long live the king. I mean, I don't know what exactly you guys think is not true there. It's literally out there. It's a video, but I mean, all you guys understand is jihad and takia and lying and all that stuff. So there you go. All right. So, okay, so then, here's the post in Farsi as well. So this is Iran International. Um, and so, the one good thing about X is that even if you see something in Farsi, you can always translate it. Wait, someone said, we know hardly nothing. This is really good. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking taking the time to be here. And Fadan says, no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, my life for Iran, not hate, just a cry for justice as 100%, 100%. And that's the thing. Like, um, I already explained when Iranians say no to Gaza, no to Lebanon, my life for Iran, I already explained what they mean is they don't want Iranian money to be spent on terrorism in Hezbollah in Lebanon, and they don't want money to be spent on terrorism in Gaza, right? Like they want Iranian money to go towards Iranians, right? 70% of Iranians live below the poverty line because all the money is being funneled by Islamic terrorists to fund Islamic terrorism in other parts of the Middle East. So if Islamic terrorists are offended by the fact that Iranians want to be Iran first and we don't want our country to be used as an ATM to fund your jihadi terror projects, I mean, that's not hate. That's just you being, a jihadi who's realizing the end is near, right? Like you guys are just upset. It's not hate for Iranians to say we don't want to fund terrorism. In fact, that's a very normal and rational thing to say. So there you go. All right, so here, so this, let me go back to reading this. So Iran International wrote it. So they wrote in Farsi, okay? They wrote in Farsi, but don't worry, your Iranian BFF is here. I'm going to translate for you. So videos sent to Iran International show that on Tuesday, October 21, so that's today, following a metro breakdown on the Gulsar-Tehran route, passengers chanted slogans of death to Khamenei, Reza Shah, may your soul be blessed, and long live the Shah. So we can watch that again. So again, they're saying Magbar Khamenei, which means death to Khamenei. Khamenei is the dictator. So here they're saying Reza Shah Ruhat Shad. Again, Reza Shah, bless your soul. So this is where they're going to start yelling Javid Shah, right? So up until now, they're saying Reza Shah Ruhat Shah, which means, of course, Reza Shah, bless your soul. Reza Shah, like I explained, Reza Shah, here he is, fantastic portrait of him. He is the grandfather of the current Shah in exile, and he is the founder of modern day Iran. We love him. We love everything he stands for. We love the entire Pahlavi family. And that's why even today, 100 years later, Iranians in Tehran are literally, sorry, even though why, like 100 years later, Iranians in Tehran are still yelling, Reza Shah Ruhat Shad. So there we go. I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna take care of some of the spammers in the chats. So many like Palestinians here. I mean, if you guys like go make a stream and you can talk all you want about Palestine. I don't know why you're coming into a space about Iran. You're not welcome here. Like this is guys, like this is a Zionist space. Like I support Israel. I support the right of Israel to exist. I think the two-state solution was Israel and Jordan. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like you can take your jihadi nonsense somewhere else because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like just go make your own stream. Go make your own stream, guys. Right here. All right, I got rid of some of them, but they're like cockroaches. They come back. Okay, guys, here you go. Okay, so at the end, they were saying Javid Shah. Again, Javid Shah means long live the king, right? So again, this isn't coming from me. This is coming from Iranians in Iran, verified by international independent media, and that's why it's being broadcast. So here we go. So that's the same video. Cameron's another good person to follow if you want. So if you're American, okay, so if you're in the United States, or even if you're not, but especially if you're in the United States, you want to follow Cameron, okay? Cameron Hansarinia, good guy to follow. He's a friend of mine, and he's part of Nufti, the National Union for Democracy in Iran. They are an amazing group advocating for a free, secular, and democratic Iran. And he's always really, really good with the Iranian takes, especially when it comes to how it impacts um, you know, American policy, whether it's foreign or domestic, because he is American as well. And actually, maybe I'll go through some of his tweets because he says a lot of really good things, but sometimes his tweets don't get as much attention. So if you're American, you definitely want to follow this guy. So here he says Iranians are fighting for their freedom. They're fighting to take their country back. And this is the important part. They're not asking for a handout. When we win, they will be the partners in peace President Trump is looking for. So this is the important thing to remember, guys. United States, what's his name? Cameron Hansard. You know what? Why don't I put his profile in the chat? Here we go. Actually, I'll just do that. So, how do I do this? Share. Can I just, oh wait, I can just copy here. Okay, so here you go. All right, so I just put the link to his profile in the YouTube chat. So what's this? What's going on? Wait, this got weird. Okay, I don't want this. How do I fix this? I have this weird thing showing up. All right. It's not working here. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's not showing up on yours, so that's fine. All right, so let me go through some of his posts because it doesn't get as much attention. So, oh gosh, this is so annoying. Why is this doing this? All right, I fixed it. Okay. Here we go. So he also tweets sometime, like he retweets certain things in Farsi as well. Saeed Qaseminejad is another person that you guys want to follow. So if you are interested in learning about sort of like Iranian foreign policy from an American perspective, these are two people to follow. Saeed Qaseminejad actually works with the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. So, I mean, that's a very well-known, well-respected organization in the United States as well. So, definitely want to be following him. How do I go back here? Can I go back? There we go. All right. So let's go back to camera now. So here, and sometimes they'll tweet in Farsi, but you can use, of course, Google Translate to translate, and the translation is usually about 95% accurate. So for example, here he said, Trump on one hand increases pressure on the Islamic Republic, and on the other hand, places the option of bloodless surrender before the regime. As long as Khamenei is there, the regime is unlikely to surrender. What Iranians can and should put on the table is the option of revolution. However, this option will only be on Trump's table through practical action. So what he's basically saying is like you can't negotiate with Islamic terrorists, right? So he's saying, I mean, economic pressure and the economic sanctions against the Islamic Republic is very, very good, right? But if you give the Islamic Republic, if you're giving terrorists the option to surrender or negotiate, you're going to have a bad time because the way that jihadi terrorists work is they will use the option to surrender to basically just buy time in order to recuperate, get strong, and then attack again. One of the core foundational pillars of the Islamic Republic occupying Iran is terrorism, is this jihad, right? Like they basically want to um, turn the entire world into an Islamic caliphate. And if you caught my live stream from earlier today, when I was speaking about the Nigerian genocide, I was explaining how even the Nigerian genocide right now, where Muslims are massacring Christians, that is also related to this idea of Islamic expansionism, right? And what's happening in Nigeria today is very similar to what was happening in Iran and Lebanon 50 years ago, right? Like Lebanon used to be a Christian majority country until the Palestinians and Hezbollah basically ruined it and turned it into what it is today. So there's that. All right, let's go on. Anyway, so Cameron's a very good person to follow, right? So this is where the nuances are important when it comes to Iran politics. So he said, thanks to President Trump's leadership, the Middle East is closer to peace than ever before. But for that peace to endure, it will require Iran to be part of the solution. And that will only work when Iran is free again and is no longer occupied by the Islamic Republic. So the king of Iran is like the current Shah of Iran. He actually spoke at the Council of Foreign Relations a few weeks ago, and the people in Iran right now, when they yell Javid Shah, when they yell "Long live the king," they're referring to him. So they want. Sorry, guys, I'm dealing with a bad cold as well. So when people in Iran yell "Long live the king," this is who they're referring to, right? This is who they're referring to. So let me just play a little clip from this video.
By itself cannot and will not be able to maintain. America by itself cannot and will not be able to maintain global stability without having some partner in that case. Yes, the Abraham Accord was a good start. Clearly, it was sabotaged by the Islamic regime for obvious reasons. If we elevate the Abraham Accords to the Cyrus Accords, meaning that a different Iran that is committed to regional peace and cordial relationship with our neighbors will be the element that will seal the deal and allow for that process to take place. So we don't have to worry about the relationship between Tehran and Jerusalem and Riyadh and all the other countries in the region. On the contrary, we create an environment that is conducive to maintaining even more stability and encourage economic development, everything that our country needs. And it cannot happen so long as this regime is there. And the regime knows that. It's just trying to buy time. Its ultimate tactic has always been buy time, hoping that there won't be a Trump in the White House, or there won't be somebody that will be more aggressive as opposed to appeasing.
So there you go. And the one thing I want to make very clear is that, unlike the fake Palestinian cause, okay, I see a starred comment. I'll get to that in a moment. Unlike the fake Palestinian cause, which is asking for like aid and money and whatever, Iranians are not asking for money. They're not asking for boots on the ground. In fact, we don't want boots on the ground. All we're saying is do not enable the Islamic Republic. Do not throw them a lifeline. Maximum pressure, maximum support, right? Like that's basically what Iranians are asking for, right? Like it's just basically let Iranians overthrow the Islamic Republic, because as you can see, Iranians are ready and willing. That's exactly what they want to do. Like even today, right? Even today, Iranians were saying, "Death to the Islamic Republic, long live the king." So Iranians are making it very, very clear what it is they want. All right, let me go to the super chat here, because I see that and I appreciate that. So Mark says, can you give me the name of the channel? I want to sub. I want to learn about Iranian news. Best of luck. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So what I'll do is I will put in I can put this I'll put links to these tweets in the chat right now. McDevin77, and then that way you can click on them. So you want to follow Said for sure. You want to follow National Union, right? You want to follow these guys. I think I put the link for Cameron earlier. Here you go. I'll put the link for Cameron again. Okay. And then there is a very, very good Iranian channel, but they tweet only in Farsi. That's the issue. Okay. So unfortunately, like Manoto TV is mostly you know what? I'll share this with you guys anyway, and I'll explain why. So Manoto here, all right. Manoto News. What's this Chinese person? Like, what are they spamming? I don't understand what that is. Okay. So Manoto News is the most trusted news outlet by Iranians. Oh, what about, okay, YouTube? All right. I mean, let's see. See, the problem is that it's Iran International. Okay, I mean, there's Iran International. I don't like them, but there are unfortunately not a lot of trustworthy English news outlets. I mean, I would say, Iran International is somewhat okay. Let me put it this way. So here we go. So Iran International is good for see, like even I don't even subscribe to Iran International, right? Because I don't really rely on them for my news. But I'll put it this way. Iran International is good for factual information. So if you want the facts on something, they're definitely factual. But when it comes to their opinion pieces, the opinion pieces are not very good. And most Iranians um most Iranians don't really like Iran International. As you can see, they don't have a lot of but this is probably the best English option because you can't trust anything um, that was, you can't trust anything coming out of the Islamic Republic, right? Like any sort of media coming from inside of Iran is all controlled by the Islamic Republic because it is a dictatorship. I'll go through some of Iran International's videos if you want, but again, like it's really iffy. It's really really iffy. I mean, we all prefer Manoto. So, I mean, if you have X, it's a very good place, and I'll share some of the things. But I see a super chat here. Let me just read this. So, I remember a website that detailed how Iran was co-opted by the radicals of Khomeini, directed by the KGB. Oh man, like that would have been a good one because Major, that's exactly what happened. So, if I want to get into a brief history of the Islamic Republic. Sorry, guys, again, I'm just like dealing with a cold here. Um, so with the Islamic Revolution, Khomeini was absolutely trained by the KGB and the Soviets. So the Islamic Republic is basically it's like a Soviet Russia communist project. In fact, if you look at even at like Yasser Arafat and what was it, the PLO, that was also created by the Soviets, right? So all of these like Islamist militant groups in the Middle East, all of their roots go back to communism, and that's why they all have this element of communism and Marxism in there. Major, you were alive then, watched it happen. Yeah, exactly. So the Soviets, 100%. So this is important as well. The Soviets were terrified by the Shah's intervention. So what basically happened is like in this whole like 1979 Islamic Revolution, Jimmy Carter was the biggest useful idiot ever because Khomeini and the Islamic Republic was basically a Soviet project, right? Because the Shah was very, very strong against the Soviets. So the Soviets invested in these Islamists and communists, right? And that's where you saw the unity between Islam and Marxism and communism. They were united, right? And the leftists, of course. Now, what happened with Jimmy Carter is Jimmy Carter, being the idiot that he was, and like I hate him so much. He thought that because the Ayatollah was an Islamic Shia cleric, that he wouldn't be a communist, and he also thought that he would be better able to control the Ayatollah. So that's why Jimmy Carter actually backed the Ayatollah instead of the Shah, right? And then the Ayatollah came to Iran on Air France, backed by the United States and France and the UK, and secretly Russia, secretly backed by Russia. And that's why the Islamic Revolution, we call it the unholy alliance of the red and the black, because it was the communists and the Islamists. Um, and yeah, like, I mean, Jimmy Carter, I think Jimmy Carter is hated by a lot of people, like a lot of Americans too. Like his foreign policy decisions were incredibly anti-American. And, what happened in Iran is just one example of the failed foreign policy decisions of Jimmy Carter. But yeah, like it's all connected, and one of the reasons, and this is the thing, like Jimmy Carter's, like this is how dumb Jimmy Carter was. So Jimmy Carter supported the Ayatollah for some reason, thinking that this radical Islamic cleric is going to be an ally of the United States, even though Iran at the time was already an ally of the United States, right? Like Jimmy Carter had already been to Tehran, had been hosted by the Shah, everything. But Jimmy Carter thinks he can control the Ayatollah. Yeah, he gave up on Panama, 100%. Like Panama's another one. So then, like the Ayatollah goes back with the support of like the United States and others. And then as soon as he gets back there, that's when the American hostage situation happens, right? And Jimmy Carter didn't fix the American hostage situation, so he was just an incompetent idiot. It was only when Reagan came in that the hostage situation was able to be resolved, right? But again, like, how crazy is it that Jimmy Carter thought he was supporting the good people, and he ended up supporting a radical Islamic terrorist, and all the communists to go along with that, and they all started yelling "Death to America," right? They all started yelling "Death to America" as soon as it got in, and that's one of the. This is the thing, like, that's one of the pillars of Islamic Jihad, is this anti-imperial narrative, right? It's the "Death to America" narrative that these people have. So there you go. There's but that, you're right. It goes back to the KGB and the Soviets heavily involved, and that's why to this day, when the Islamic Republic took over Iran, um, the allyship with the United States immediately stopped, and instead, the Islamic Republic is close allies with Russia, right? And I mean, think about that. Like, Jimmy Carter literally backed a Russian Soviet agent who went in, took over Iran, destabilized the entire Middle East, and now the Islamic Republic is allies with the Soviets. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that the Islamic Republic, um, if that doesn't tell you that the Islamic Republic had close links to Russia prior to taking over Iran, I don't know what else. So yeah, I mean, so for those of you who are asking about news sources in English, unfortunately, like, I don't know of too many reliable news sources on YouTube. I've been mostly active on X, but what I will do, oh, I got a super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Lots of like Islamic regime trolls that I'm just like blocking here. But I know John P. Seeker is here helping out in the comments, so I appreciate that as well. I am Jewish. No, I'm not Jewish. And even if I was, that's irrelevant. I don't understand this whole thing. Um, okay. So I will find um some media outlets for you, some reliable, because that's the thing. It's difficult to find reliable news about Iran in English, right? Because everyone has an agenda. First of all, you can't trust the Islamic Republic, because obviously that's an Islamic dictatorship. You um, you can't trust like mainstream media, because mainstream media reporters, they just get it wrong. It's not that they're inherently bad. It's just these reporters have no idea what they're talking about, and so they'll usually rely on like Islamic regime sources, or they will rely on like other places that just give fake news, right? So again, this if you do have X, this is the one you want to follow. And the good thing about this is that the translations are typically like the site you found and lost is mostly in English. Well, if you can find it again, let me know, because I'd be interested interested in seeing that as well. So here's the website to the X, which I'm going to go through just for a little bit to show you guys. One of the good things is the translations are typically accurate, because they write in Farsi, like in formal Farsi. So the Google Translate, or the Grok, I think it's the Grok Translate. The Grok translation feature is even better than Google Translate, because before Grok, I used to use Google Translate, but the Grok feature is better. So for example, this one here. So one of the things a lot of Iranians will do is they will send videos to Manoto News, this news news media outlet. It's the most trusted one. And so, they even have like their WhatsApp channel there, so Iranians can send videos and photos to them on WhatsApp. So the way that we get news from Iran is literally like Iranians sending videos along with their, you know, voices, like saying something, sending their videos to Manoto News, and then Manoto News broadcasts it. So I'll explain to you guys, I'll show you guys this one. So my Manoto reporter. So basically everyone, well, it's Gozarish Manoto. So like a, you know, report. There's no like actual real reporters. So this is where the translation is a little bit inaccurate. So it's basically they're just saying like a report to Manoto has sent a video of the moment of a phone snatching on Himmat Highway in Tehran. This video has so here's a moment like someone stole someone's phone, right? And they say the video has no sound. So there's a motorcycle guy. Oh wow. So a lot of petty theft, right? A lot of petty theft there, unfortunately. And you know something. So that petty theft, um, a lot of them are migrants. A lot of them are illegal migrants. Yes, even Iran has illegal migrants from some of the you know, surrounding countries, unfortunately. So there's one example, but let me see if I can find something from today. So okay, so this is like something about the Louvre. So again, like so there's a lot of
چه تازه داری برای ما روزا از سفر جیدی ونس و همسرش اوشا به
I mean, so there's like a lot of news broadcasts, but it's all in Farsi, right? So it's kind of difficult to do that. But if you want like honestly, if you want reliable, I would say this, the most reliable news outlet right now, it's on X, right? Like you have to follow accounts on X, or I mean, I guess if you want to follow me on YouTube, because I'll be speaking about this, and I constantly speak about Iran, like you know, especially when there's major news happening. I do speak out about it, so you know, you can follow me, and I'm here to share everything and translate for you guys. But you know, I talk about the Middle East constantly, so you know, every day I go live Monday to Friday from 12 noon Eastern, 12 noon to 2, for 2 hours, and I talk about the pressing issues of the day. Today I spoke about the Nigerian genocide, but the reason that I'm on right now and I'm doing sort of a late show is because of the news that is coming out of occupied Iran, right? It's because of the fact that um, this, you know, this happened, and this is big. This is big because I spoke about this last week in my live stream. It didn't have um, a lot of views at the time, but you know, last week the lefties, Haaretz, basically Haaretz came out with this like weird article that was promoted by the Islamic Republic, that all the support for the Shah was actually like an Israeli project, and the Shah did not have any actual support inside of Iran, right? So and then that was basically news that was promoted by the Islamic Republic within Iran. So think about that. And a far left Israeli publication publishes a story that there's no support for the Shah of Iran. And then the Islamic Republic, right, which constantly is attacking Israel and yelling death to Israel, you know, all that nonsense, all that jihadi nonsense, is the Islamic Republic then takes that article from an Israeli far left Israeli paper and publishes it and promotes it in Iran, and then they actually use that article to accuse an Iranian of being a Mossad agent, right? So all of these, you know, jihadis in the jihadis in the chat who are saying like, oh, she's paid by Israel, she's a Mossad agent, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it might be funny to them, but that's not something lighthearted to say to an Iranian, because Iranians in occupied Iran are literally being executed every day by the Islamic Republic for the fake crime of being a jihad, a Mossad agent, right? So Iranians are being executed every day for the fake crime of being a Mossad agent just because they are speaking out against the Islamic Republic. So all of those, trolls you see in the chat who accuse those of us who speak out of being like Mossad agents or whatever, that's the same tactic that the Islamic Republic itself uses against Iranians inside occupied Iran, right? It's the same tactic it uses against them. And these people get executed for it. They get executed for this. So and let me I'll find one of the confession videos. Like it's absolutely horrific. No, where was it? Okay. Here we go. Is it this one? No. I think Emily. Let me find Emily Schrader aired it because I want to find the version with the translation, right? The version with the English translation here. Here we go. Okay, I found it. So the reason that today's news is so important is because last week the lefties and the communists were promoting this far left Haaretz article, and we all know Haaretz is trash. Even Israelis don't pay attention to Haaretz, but I want to impart to you how dangerous it is to spread this misinformation about Iranians, because we are not dealing with a normal, regular, rational government. We are dealing with an Islamic dictatorship that murders us, okay? That murders us on a daily basis. We are dealing with Islamic terrorism. We're dealing with jihad. So these people who label us as Mossad agents or Israeli or whatever, they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it because in their messed up terrorist jihadi minds, that then justifies murdering us, right? And that's exactly what happened in Iran. So again, I'm going to preface this. The Islamic Republic, which constantly yells death to Israel, actually published and spoke about a Haaretz article, like an Israeli article, because it fit their agenda. And then they used that article to accuse an innocent Iranian man, okay, who had already been in jail. He had already been in solitary confinement for 8 months. They accused him of collaborating with the IDF during the 12-day conflict in June. Sorry, in June, which is impossible, right? Because during the 12-day conflict, this Iranian man was in solitary confinement in an Iranian prison. So how the hell could he have collaborated or colluded with Israel, right? But these are and then it was a forced confession. They forced it out of him, right? We don't know if he's okay. The one thing we do know is that when the Islamic Republic, and I'm going to play it for you right now, when the Islamic Republic broadcasts the forced confession of a prisoner, that usually is, that usually means he's going to be executed. We haven't heard anything from him since, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. But again, this is how dangerous this leftist jihadi narrative is. And to like all these like trolls in the chat who are like, oh, paid Zionist, whatever. They know exactly what they're doing. They're pushing their jihadi agenda. They're trying to delegitimize us and delegitimize our voices and delegitimize our movement. And they're also trying to confuse you, right? They're trying to confuse non-Iranians, especially people in the West, North America and Western Europe, trying to confuse you about the truth about Islamic terrorism, right? So here, watch this. Now, it's got subtitles, right? Because this is like a Islamic regime media. Again, I never play Islamic regime media. No one pays attention to it. But here you go.
صهیونیست ها چطور از ربات های مجازی و عوامل سلطنت طلب در طول 12 روز تجاوز به خاک ایران
Sorry, so someone just said Iran has been a Muslim empire for thousands of years. Learn some history, you idiot. Islam is not even like thousands of years old. Like the food that I eat, the recipes that I make have been around for thousands of years before your religion was invented. So, I mean, you can take your propaganda somewhere else. Anyways, I'll go back to the beginning here.
صهیونیست ها چطور از ربات های مجازی و عوامل سلطنت طلب در طول 12 روز تجاوز به خاک ایران استفاده کردند؟
پیجی درست کردم در توییتر، بعد گذاشتمش جیمز بیگی.
برای اینکه دیده شود شروع می‌کند به توهین به مقدسات. کمی که می‌گذرد برای خودش اسم در می‌کند در فضای مجازی. گوید سلطنت طلب است.
توی بهار 402 که رضا پهلوی به اسرائیل رفت، این بود که من با اون جریان پیش رفتم و رفتم به اون سمت و از ایشون حمایت کردم. دیوار
So this is the guy that they jailed like 8 months ago, and he was in solitary confinement, and then now this is basically a forced confession. So he's saying that like I was working with Reza Pahlavi, the king, I was working with Israel, and all this like nonsense, right?
نویسی کردیم، براش بسیار توییت زدم، توییت هاش رو ریتوییت کردم و ازش حمایت کردم.
جیمز و دار و دسته‌اش با شکست آشوب‌ها در ایران مأموریتشان تغییر می‌کند. بعد از سفر پهلوی به سرزمین‌های اشغال شده، پا را از گلیمشان درازتر هم می‌کنند. در فضای مجازی می‌نویسند بیایید به ایران حمله کنید. جز افرادی مثل جیمز و دار و دسته‌اش، صهیونیست‌ها برای پیشبرد اهدافشان از طریق و یا به نام پهلوی
See that? So do you see how like in the chat all the jihadis are calling us Zionists who support Pahlavi? It's the same thing as what Islamic regime media does to Iranians in Iran who are fighting to overthrow the regime and return the Shah. So it's the same tactic, right? So one of the reasons that I haven't blocked all the idiots in the chat is because I want to show you, I want to expose their jihadi mentality, right? So this stuff, all the accusations that they label against us, it's not new because we have been dealing with it and we have been living it for 47 years, right? Like we have dealt with their jihadi attacks for 47 years. So it's nothing new. But the difference is when it happens in Iran, in occupied Iran, you can lose your life over it, right? Like they use Zionist as an attack, but I mean Zionist just means we support the right of Israel to exist, but these jihadis use it as like some sort of curse word or something, right? Like again, it's their low IQ, low mentality. And in their jihadi minds, anyone who supports Israel, that's grounds for execution, right? Like, so if you support Israel, then that gives the jihadis and the Islamists a right to execute you. Here, let me go back a little bit.
در ایران مأموریتشان تغییر می‌کند. بعد از سفر پهلوی به سرزمین‌های اشغال شده، پا را از گلیمشان درازتر هم می‌کنند. در فضای مجازی می‌نویسند بیایید به ایران حمله کنید. جز افرادی مثل جیمز و دار و دسته‌اش، صهیونیست‌ها برای پیشبرد اهدافشان از طریق و یا به نام پهلوی یک لشکر سایبری از ربات‌ها هم راه انداخته بودند. این را روزنامه صهیونیستی هارتز فاش کرده. موضوعی که خیانت‌های پهلوی را باز هم سر زبان‌ها انداخته و او را رسواتر کرده، حتی میان طرفداران سابقش.
کارزار رضا پهلوی کاملا تحت الحمایه در دولت آقای نتانیاهوست. تمام
So this is how they're trying to delegitimize our movement, right? So even like all of these like Abduls and I don't know whoever in the chat who are saying, "Oh, this is like Israeli propaganda, Israeli propaganda." Where do you think they get this narrative from? They get it from the source. They get it from the Islamic Republic, right? So um, they're constantly trying to delegitimize our voices. They're trying to constantly delegitimize our movement, but even though they try to do this, the truth will always come out. And again, the truth is that this was trending today on X. So, what was trending on X is Tehran subway breakdown sparks anti Khamenei chants and pro monarchy slogans. So, no matter how hard or how much they try to silence us, right? No matter how much and how hard they try to delegitimize our movement or claim that we're not real or we're lying, it's propaganda. Um, the direct and concise and clear video evidence proves otherwise, right? All the videos that I showed you. So I'm going to play the video again. Here's mine. So I'm going to play this again for you because my version has the translation at the bottom, right? So you can clearly see this, and if you like, I'll post the link for this in the YouTube chat as well, so you guys can check it out after. But this is what Iranians have been saying. So listen to this. Like Iranians are literally saying death to Khamenei, right? Death to the Islamic Republic. They want the king to return. There we go. So that's the breaking news from today. I am losing my voice now because I sorry guys, I do have a cold and I've been speaking for 6 hours now today. But this is a very important topic and I really wanted to talk about it and bring it up. So kind of an impromptu pop-up live here. But I do have daily live streams on YouTube. I go live at 12 noon Eastern time, Monday to Friday. So I'll be back on again tomorrow to speak more about this and other issues related to the Middle East. So if you appreciate what I do and if you have any questions, feel free to join because we go live daily and I'm here to answer your questions, have a conversation, and all those um, questions or comments about the Middle East that you've always wanted to ask and you didn't know where to go or didn't know who to trust. I got you because I'm going to give you the real version, not the jihadi Islamofascist version that unfortunately you're hearing a lot from. So thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, Payande Iran, Javid Shah.